Hi, this is Casey with Mammoth Minis bringing you a battle report for Skaven versus Nurgle Slaves to Darkness. For the Skaven, we have an Arch Warlock with a Vigor Dust Injector, which will allow him to give +1 to hit to a weapon team. We also have a Warlock Bombardier, and both wizards know the More Warp Power spell to give full hit and wound rerolls to a Skryre unit. And the General is a Grey Seer on a Screaming Bell, mainly for his ability to give immunity to Battle Shock. He has the Verminous Valor command trait to be able to pass off wounds to nearby Skaven on a 5-up. We have 3 units of 20 Clan Rats with blades just to fill out the battle line, 1 Rattling Gun weapon team, 15 Skryre Acolytes, 1 unit of 3 Storm Fiends, a Hell Pit Abomination, a Doom Wheel, a Warp Lightning Cannon, and the Vermintide Endless Spell. For the Slaves of Darkness list, we have a Nurgle Despoilers list with a Demon Prince General. He has the Paragon of Ruin trait, allowing D3 friendly Despoilers units to move up 5 inches at the start of the first battle round, and he's wearing the Armor of Tortured Souls to reduce all rend against him by 1. Other heroes in this list include a Chaos Sorcerer Lord, who has a spell to reroll all hits and wounds, and a Chaos Lord for a double pile-in. The Lord also has the Diabolic Mantle for D3 extra command points at the start of the game. Allied, we have a Harbinger of Decay for his 5-up Ignore Wound Bubble, and Horticulus Slimex for his free Nurgle tree. Then we have 2 units of 5 Chaos Knights and 3 units of 5 Chaos Warriors. Lastly, we have a massive Chaos War Mammoth. Most of the units are organized into the Plague Touch Warband. Wounds of 6 against these units in combat will cause 1 mortal wound back on the attacker. For the battle plan today, we have shifting objectives, a fight to hold the 3 objectives in the middle ground, one of which is randomly worth 3 points instead of 1. Slaves of Darkness easily deploys first with only 3 drops. They form a simple battle line designed to march forward and destroy everything in their path. The Skaven deploy in 3 groups designed to take each objective with screened gun lines. On one side you have a Doom Wheel with 20 Clan Rats, and on the other you have an Abomination, with the rest of the units holding the center. Slaves take the first turn with the center becoming the primary objective. They put down a Nurgle tree and immediately move several units up 5 inches. With the extra move and the tree allowing run and charge, the slaves are in the Skaven's face immediately. The Mammoth has been blessed by the Sorcerer to reroll saves, and blessed by the Demon Prince so that every 6 to hit it will result in D3 mortal wounds in return. The War Mammoth and 5 Knights are going to have no problem crashing into the Skaven screens right away. All 3 objectives are conquered and the Nurgle heroes are fully supporting the charge. As expected, the front lines crash into the Skaven Clan Rats. The Bell and the Acolytes are well screened, but the Storm Fiends are caught up in the charge. As expected, the Clan Rats only manage a couple wounds, but the Nurgle forces do not cause as much damage as expected, only killing about a dozen Clan Rats and 1 Storm Fiend. Since the Screaming Bell is providing Battle Shock immunity, the Skaven wounds are kept to a minimum. But with the entire Nurgle army firmly controlling the objectives, the Skaven are going to have an uphill battle. At the start of Skaven turn 1, the bell tolls and causes a mortal wound to most of the slaves' units. No significant spell is cast. In the movement phase, the Clan Rats retreat, knowing they can charge again later. The remaining Storm Fiends jump through a gnawhole into the exposed back line. The Doom Wheel and Clan Rats move up, hoping to make a long charge to take the objective. Other Clan Rats retreat along the other side of the Mammoth along with the Doom Rocket, and the Hell Pit hopes to make a charge into the other objective. In the shooting phase, the Skaven immediately rev up the Warp Lightning Cannon, double charging it and firing directly at the Demon Prince.
More Warp Lightning.
A 1 is rolled on the power dice and the Demon Prince is slaughtered with 12 mortal wounds.
More things for my trophies!
The Rattling team unleashes on the Harbinger, with +1 to hit from the Vigor Dust Injector and +1 damage from a Warpstone Spark, but the Harbinger survives with a single wound remaining. The Doom Rocket tries to finish the job, but it misses its mark. 2 warriors are taken out in a Doom Wheel shot. Horrified to impale themselves on the Bloated Blessings from the Demon Prince, the Acolytes decline to shoot. In the charge phase, a small group of clan rats charge into the War Mammoth to pin him down. The Abomination makes his charge and nearly takes out the unit of warriors. The Knights pile in, but without a charge, their lances are not very effective. The Storm Fiends are caught in a brawl with another group of warriors. Without any charges made, this point cannot be taken. The Bell had foolishly charged in, and the tusks of the War Mammoth reduced it to 6 wounds. The Skaven caused some serious damage in turn 1, but were unable to take a single objective from the Nurgle forces. The turn roll is cast and Skaven win the roll. They take the first turn, desperate to start getting some objectives. The Rattling team only takes 1 wound from the Vigor Dust Injector and so is in good shape. The bell rings again to cause D3 mortal wounds on a 4-up but fails every roll. Crack's Call and Skaventide are cast, but the Harbinger continues to avoid death. More and more warp power is cast to give the Acolytes full rerolls. Acolytes shuffle along the side of the Mammoth. The clan rats move up to engage, but the Doom Wheel darts to the side. The double charge cannon gets another amazing roll, causing 11 wounds on the War Mammoth, and only suffering a single wound in return. The double buff Rattling gun finally manages to finish off the Harbinger. The Acolytes decide it's now or never and put everything they've got into the War Mammoth. They easily take it down and surprisingly avoid most of Nurgle's kickback wounds. In combat, the Abomination and Storm Fiends easily finish off the Chaos Warriors. The Knights are able to cut down the last few clan rats in their way. At the end of Skaven turn 2, the Skaven were able to get the 2 side objectives. The one on the right side was the main objective, so they've managed to net 4 points to get on the board. The slaves start their turn casting demonic power on the knights and charging them across the board to take the main objective. One knight gets caught in the Vermintide and goes down. A lord and lone knight defend their position on the middle objective. The buff knights easily destroy the 20 clan rats, what few are left flee in battle shock. The Chaos forces secure 4 points to end the second battle round. Nurgle win the turn, but as a consolation prize, the Skaven get to move the Skaventide and finish off this unit of knights. The Chaos Lord sets his sights on the Acolytes and moves in for the kill. The knights are now in good position to take out key Skaven forces and turn the tide of the battle. The Chaos Lord easily makes his charge. The knights also charge in, 1 into the cannon and 3 into the Doom Wheel. Currently the bell is giving all 3 Chaos units -1 to hit. The knights kill the cannon, but the Doom Wheel survives with 3 wounds. The Acolytes are easily taken down by the Chaos Lord. What few remain flee in battle shock, and Chaos scores another 4 points to keep a strong lead. At the start of the Skaven turn, the Rattling Gun dies in a rabid frenzy to the Vigor Dust Injector. The balance spells do nothing significant during the hero phase. The rest of the Skaven army is out of position to make a hard right to engage the remaining Chaos forces, capturing the core objective while they move. The Abomination gets into position to take on the Chaos Lord. The Warpstone boosted Doomwheel shooting rips apart the Knights. The Abomination and Arch Warlock charge in. The Doomwheel loses its 3 remaining wounds, but the Arch Warlock stands his ground. The Chaos Lord is slain and the Skaven secures 4 victory points to end the turn. Chaos wins the turn roll, but Skaven gets to move the endless spells. They move the Skaven Tide to block the wall, which was already causing a lot of problems for Chaos. Horticulus retreats, causing 3 damage with his acidic slime. The Arch Warlock goes down and Chaos ends the turn, securing 1 objective. Skaven turn 4, no significant spells are cast and the bell doesn't do anything significant. The Storm Fiends are moving into position, but the Skaven have shot themselves in the foot because the Vermintide is blocking them as well. Regardless, the Skaven shooting takes a good chunk out of the remaining forces. The Skaven hold point to secure 4 objectives to end round 4. Skaven wins the turn and they start by dispelling the spell in their way. The remaining shooting and Storm Fiend's attack kills everything but Horticulus, and Skaven end the turn with 4 points, confident of victory. But the Chaos forces are not ready to go down so easily. At the last minute, Horticulus, Gardener of Nurgle, hatches a plan. He uses a command point to run 6, hopping the fence and getting within range of the tree, allowing him to run and charge into the middle objective. He easily makes the charge and challenges Skaven's fragile victory. He majorly whiffs, only killing 2 clan rats, but that might be enough with Battle Shock. However, the nearby Bombardier commands Inspiring Presence and secures victory for the Skaven.
You challenge me?
Now this was a very special battle report because my opponent was my father, David, from NYC Warhammer players. He was visiting and we got to play a bunch of games at Age of Sigmar. This was the very first game that we played. My father's been a huge Chaos Warriors fan since way back in Warhammer Fantasy Battles, and the tome just came out. And I actually have a Chaos War Mammoth that was actually a gift from him that I still have to paint, as you can see, and you will have seen in this video, unfortunately. So we just threw down and played a bunch of games, and this was a really exciting game. Always been a big fan of Nurgle myself as well. So let me go over about how we felt about the army. So let's start with the Nurgle Slaves of Darkness. So right off the bat, David, he should have blacked out a piece of terrain, probably the Nurgle tree that he got to place down, and hid his Demon Prince behind it, and I would not have been able to touch it. All his units would be getting -1 for me to shoot at, and it would have just been a really good situation for him. Obviously, when his Demon Prince went down right away, it was not good for him. It wasn't a good situation, and Skaven was able to capitalize on that. The other thing was the Chaos Knights seemed to be frustrating. The Chaos Knights, they got 3 wounds each. They really get in there, they get stuck in. Now with the Lances, they're obviously the most appealing option because they're clearly going to do a good amount of damage on the charge. As you saw in the battle, when they charged and killed a decent group of clan rats and was able to take over that objective, which was a big deal. Unfortunately, you know, the type a Nurgle Knight is designed to get stuck in and play a couple rounds, and then their damage greatly diminishes. So there's been a great debate over which weapon really would be the most optimal choice of the Chaos Knights. But it was a real cool list. It was real fun to play against. All the models in this particular battle report were actually all my models because David was traveling, although he did donate a lot of Chaos Warriors. All the Chaos Warriors that you saw in this video were donated by him, and I also picked up a couple more, and I'm interested to play those in some of my own games. So for the Skaven, I've just been in a Skaven mood lately. I got the Total War, playing some Skaven. I've always been a big Skaven. They've been my favorite army after Death, and I've just been in a real Skaven mood, and I played a bunch of Skaven games. This was the first one. It was a lot of fun. I'm currently working on the Acolyte conversions, doing some really complex Acolyte conversions. I'll put them up on my Instagram when I have more work done on that. But the cannon, wow, the cannon was amazing. I played a lot of games, and time after time, I mean, you know, it's supposed to fall flat on its face sometimes and just blow itself up and do nothing, but time and time again it was doing 10, 11, 12 mortal wounds. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I really had fun with that. I'd have a hard time taking that out of my list. Most people play with Plague Monks. Never been a big Plague Monk fan. Obviously the unit's cool, the lore is cool, the models are older than I am, and I just cannot bring myself to paint 40, 80, 120 of these things. Most people do, most Skaven people do. They just changed the scroll. They're still really good. If they had a beautiful new model, I would be painting 180 of them right now. So Skaven, the cannon worked great, the Acolytes worked great, the bell was really interesting. That -1 to hit turn was a big deal. Oh my, the Hell Pit Abomination is amazing. I mean, theoretically it's got a 5-up save, it's just gonna like die so quickly, but why are you gonna shoot a Hell Pit Abomination when you're looking at 12 mortal wounds coming at you from a cannon? You got Acolytes with 1 million rending wounds coming at you. You got a rattling cannon. You got a bell holding the whole army together, stopping battle shock. You just, game after game that I played, you couldn't afford to target my Hell Pit Abomination, and he gets in there and he does work. He earns his points real fast and then goes to town. I had another game I might make a battle report with some really amazing things happen with my Hell Pit Abomination. So that's about it for the recap. I want to make one comment about my channel. I really love making these videos. They're supposed to be, you know, focusing on the narrative aspect and really showcasing these armies and what they can do in, you know, 10-15 minute span where you can sit and really enjoy it and see the battle, as opposed to a traditional battle report, which is, you know, an hour of 80% dice rolls and banter and stuff, which is fine. I like a good battle report, but I'm trying to do something a little bit different. Obviously, a lot of the models weren't painted. If you really liked this video, if you're digging the type of stuff I'm doing on my channel, you know, give me a like, give me a subscribe, tell me you know, you like it, get other people to, you know, share it with other people if you think they might like it. If I get some support, I'll really get down on some painting, Slaves of Darkness, working on my Skaven, and I'll go out there and I'll get those players that have really beautifully painted armies, and I'll have more better painted, showcase better painted armies. The other thing is, this is really time consuming. These videos that I'm doing take lots and lots of editing, lots and lots of time, so I have, you know, I need to learn better techniques to do it faster, so I need some motivation. So if you like the channel, if you like my videos, give me a like and subscribe, give me some comments, and maybe I'll try to put out a lot more of these and get this channel going a lot more and do other things. So that's it. Thanks for watching my video. Let me know what you think, and hope to see you next time.